How's your sleep? Do you pass out right away, or do you spend a good portion of the night tossing and turning? Do you wake up in the middle of the night, then struggle to fall back asleep? Is drinking coffee between yawns the only thing keeping you from falling asleep during the day? Now there's a good chance that your sleep would come a lot easier, stay a lot longer, and leave you feeling a lot more energized if you just did one simple thing. Stop checking Facebook and Instagram a few hours before laying down for bed. Smartphones and computers are an amazing gift to our modern world. They allow us to learn whenever, wherever, and whatever we want. These devices also keep us in touch with our friends and up on the latest news. However, staring at these colorful, bright screens may also have a darker side. No pun intended. The light coming from your phone, iPad, TV, or laptop contains the complete visible spectrum, or wavelengths of light. Whether you're reading your emails in the morning or checking your Instagram at night, the wavelengths of light entering your eyes is very similar to the wavelengths of light that would enter your eyes during the morning and early afternoon if you were outside. Now, why does this matter? However hard we try to forget, we are, at the end of the day, animals with biology that evolved over millions of years to do what it does based on the environment that it evolved in. Now, our body knows that it's time to start getting ready for bed as a result of a hormone called melatonin, secreted in the area of the brain called the pineal gland. Your body will naturally begin to secrete melatonin as the temperature of the light around you begins to shift to red. This is just a fancy way of saying that your body starts getting tired around the time of sunset. Light interacts with the atoms of the atmosphere differently according to the color of the light, or wavelength. Now, blue and violet lights have the smallest wavelengths and therefore bump into more atoms as they enter the atmosphere. These interactions cause the blue and violet light to scatter in different directions, ultimately creating the appearance of a blue sky. As the sun moves closer to the horizon, the angle of approach photons have on the atmosphere steepens, and less of the higher frequency bands of light, like blue and violet, make it the distance needed to travel to your eyes as they scatter along the way. The wider wavelengths of light, like red, orange, and yellow, are not scattered by particles in the atmosphere and therefore are able to travel the distance to your eye, giving the appearance of a reddish sky. So why is this important? Well, your body evolved to understand that the shift in light temperature was predictive of nighttime and therefore time for sleep. Melatonin production begins when the shift in color temperature starts to shift more towards red and then gradually increases as total darkness approaches. But what does this all have to do with your phone? Well, when you stare at your phone before bed, the color temperature of the light entering your eyes is almost identical to the temperature that you would find during the day. Without an increase of red-shifted light entering your eyes as you approach bedtime, your pineal gland will not be sent the signals to begin the release of melatonin. And without the release of melatonin, your brain will not begin winding down, readying itself for sleep. While you may be physically and mentally tired, the lack of circulating melatonin will make it very difficult for you to fall asleep and, even more, stay asleep. Lucky for us, there are a number of apps that we can install on our phones and computers that will automatically shift the temperature of our screens towards red, allowing your natural melatonin to start kicking in as bedtime approaches. My favorite app is called Flux, and I'll link it in the description below this video. However, it's still recommended that you stop using your devices at least 2 hours before bed. When I first made the effort to stop using my phone 2 hours before bed, I had to go so far as to turn my phone off and then take it out to the garage where I would leave it there overnight. I was addicted to searching YouTube, searching Reddit, checking emails, which leads me into the next problem that comes with using cell phones before bed. Pleasure sensors in the brain have started mainlining the seek, reward, seek cycle that comes so easily from platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Science has shown us that our brains get a dopamine hit every single time someone taps a like button, leaves us a comment, or sends us a message. This dopamine hit causes us to instantly seek out another fix, leading us to send another text, look for another match on Tinder, or find another picture on Instagram to share with our friends. Dopamine does not leave you with much satisfaction either. In fact, it does the opposite, causing you to seek out another hit from the same source that you got your last dose from. The cycle will repeat until you will yourself to put your phone down. Dopamine is an antagonist of sleep, meaning that if you're on the dopamine merry-go-round, sleep is not going to come anytime soon. As long as your dopamine levels are elevated, you'll have a hard time falling asleep, and you'll definitely have a hard time staying asleep. Therefore, make yourself aware of what dopamine cycles may be making their way into your own life, whether social media or YouTube or searching out blog posts and articles or anything else that comes up for you. Do your best to restrict this type of use at least 2 hours before bed. As I mentioned, when I saw the problem I was having with my phone use before bed, I had to go so far as to leave my phone in a separate building overnight. Eventually, I was able to just turn my phone off and leave it on the shelf in the entranceway, but this is only after I felt I had tamed my nightly internet addiction to a manageable level. I encourage you to try these 2 tricks and see how your sleep improves. Maybe you have already taken steps to remedy this situation in your own life. Either way, I'd love to hear how managing your phone use at night has changed your sleep at night and energy levels in the day. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. If you got something out of this video, I'd sure be grateful for a like. And if you know someone who would benefit from this video, please feel free to share. And if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave me a message in the comments or reach out to me via social media. And remember, with everything in life, the secret to success is getting started.